Okay, Sarah, Brian, as we come to the end of 2025, how's your year been? Is it what you predicted?
You want to go
Ladies
first? This year's down. I love rental. It's a resilient industry. Things are just really wild, especially being up in the Northeast, in a very blue state where things are a little extra tricky at the moment.
Yep.
I don't think anybody is going to tell you they had their best year ever, but it's still a good year.
Yep.
We still made money. The bills are paid. Getting through the winter is going to be fine. But I think that's the best thing about rental, honestly, is it's just, we always find a way to make it work,
Sure.
regardless of the ups and downs.
So in our market, we see some challenges. We do a lot of educational work at colleges and private schools, and they've had some concerns
Yep.
with government funding, if they do government research. So there's been some concerns there. Weddings, high-end weddings is still very strong for us. The people who seem to have a lot of resources still have those, and they don't seem as concerned. So large weddings over $250,000 budgets are still very strong for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're in obviously in Florida is a good economy, so we've had a really good year. We probably have had our best year, but it's just a product of a lot of people still moving to Florida. So I mean, even though the economy I don't think is particularly great, we do a ton of weddings. To Brian's point, not to that level budget-wise, but still weddings are strong. And then just the influx of people, I think, is while things overall may be down a little bit, I think the influx of people has made it why we're up and in a bigger space this last year and a half or so. So that allows for some additional capacity as well.
So we did increase our prices. So if you're going on revenue, well, yeah, it should be higher just if you're doing the same amount of work as last year. So our percentage-wise, we're a little higher. Profit-wise, I think we're a little lower than we were a year ago.
Yeah.
I think it definitely forced us to work leaner. I think, keeping an eye on those numbers and watching it start to fluctuate, you make the changes really quick so that you're operating as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, it makes you operate
Yep.
as smart as you can and that sort of thing.
Or yeah, at least analyze what you've been doing, because if you got to be honest, it's been pretty easy to make some money the past few years. Everybody seemed to be excited. So now maybe we should be fine-tuning the way we operate.
Yeah. What do you see in 2026?
I think we're leveling off to probably pre-COVID standards. I think it took a lot longer for all of that to settle down than we were prepared for. So I definitely think we're easing back into a normal trend.
Yep.
Just same thing. We do a lot with the educational systems and stuff like that. So hopefully, as all of that moving parts settle down, we're gonna again go back to just some normalcy, which I would take.
I think in the wedding market, we're going to see a lot more customization. The garden tent's been very popular in our market. And I think now you're going to see the white garden tent, the black garden tent, the wood grained garden tent. So customization, those large budgets, I think they're going to continue to spend.
What are some of those large budgets?
We're going to keep those right in New Jersey if we can. So,
I'll take some of those my direction then.
but the challenge with a garden tent is you've got to take it on the road. There is not enough events in in the state of New Jersey to support that investment. We're going to see a lot more glass. We got into glass for our tents last year, so I'm going to see more and more of that. New flooring systems. We're excited about what's happening. You got to be able to adapt. The days that we could rely on just doing pole tents at fairs and festivals kind of gone away, or is diminishing as part of our revenue source.
Yeah, definitely. I think you see more homeowners accessing the other retail options that are available to them for the smaller tents in the backyard and that sort of thing. It's definitely something you see a lot less of where we are.
It's funny, in our market over the 15 years we've been in business, we've gone from being the hunter to sort of being a little bit more of the hunted. And what it means now is we've got 3 or 4 or 5 smaller, garage-ish operations. And these guys are now, they're moving into their first units, and I'm friendly with some of them, but it definitely makes the smaller stuff more competitive. To your point, Brian, now I've got to go look at elevated flooring and those things that they won't take on. Now I have to go look at those things to keep an advantage to get some of those jobs. And that's made it more fun, but it's definitely made it more challenging too.
And I think we got kind of priced out, L&A kind of priced ourselves out of the backyard events. Just the cost of what our labor is, the compensation packages that we offer our staff. We use a lot of H-2B employees. There's a cost associated with that, bringing them in, housing. So we've kind of stepped away from that market, or forced away from that market of doing the small backyard events just because our price point doesn't work for that.
Yeah, you have to make sure you're doing smart business.
So in August, ARA launched the Safe Tenting Initiative. I know you guys both have been instrumental in that. What are your thoughts on the rollout and what that means to the industry?
Well, I'm really excited. You know, I've been doing this a long time, I think 35, 40 years now. And it's great that the three organizations come together as far as training goes. We've now developed a website that is just anything you need to know about tenting or education in tenting or code all can be found in one place. And ARA has just made a great hire, Brian Bolt, who's an industry veteran, very knowledgeable. He's led education and training schools, and Brian's going to take this thing to a new level, and I'm so excited that he's joined the team at ARA.
I'm excited for what it's bringing, but also hopefully the continuity that's going to bring from state to state, town to town. There's so many times you're struggling because this building inspector thinks this and this fire marshal thinks this. So to have some level of expertise that we can now point to for them as a resource is going to be huge.
Yeah. No, it's funny, you stole my thunder with Brian. I mean, I think that he's, Top Tech's tent school, I think has been a model of tent training in our industry for a long time. If you've had the opportunity to go, which I've been once or twice, and I think taking that model and Brian being so involved in tent school and sort of bringing that to ARA as we develop, the frame tent, now the pole tent training, et cetera, as we move forward. And he's so well respected in the industry, even from the other associate members he competed with. I think he'll be very good being able to bridge getting the other associate members involved, as well as obviously general members think so much of him.
He's excited. He's very passionate about it.
Yeah.
He's leading an excellent charge on it.
And I think it's going to be great. Some of our smaller members or newer members who are just getting into the industry, this gives them a great resource that's very economical. They can do a lot of the courses online, a lot of the certification online. And it just works well because obviously ARA Insurance is a big part of our association here. So we want our members to be able to do a safe job, keep their workers safe, do a great job, just because it also affects our bottom line. Because if there's a claim, it affects not only ARA Insurance, but it affects everyone who is in the industry.
Well, and God forbid if there's a catastrophe of some sort, it can change the standards in your area, the industry as a whole, and where more things are required, the permitting is more difficult, all those sort of things. So,
and the industry as a whole has kind of flown under the radar. There's a lot of times people only hear about what we do when there's a tragedy or whether there's a tent failure. So, I think as social media gets more and more prolific, and people love to post tent failures. And to see other people's misery, I think that there's going to be now a new light cast on that industry. So anything we can do to get out ahead of that is going to be good.
Yeah, there won't be any misery. It'll be good things.
Yeah. we hope.
All right, closing thoughts on state of the industry and.
Well, I'm really excited about the future. It's funny, we're at a education session, and I think I'm the oldest person in the room. I'm so excited to see all these young people that are in there and excited about what they do in the industry. They're much more excited than I was when I was their age. I was kind of burnt out when I was 30, but I'm really excited about the future.
Yeah, I would mirror that. It's so cool to see so many things happening and moving in such a positive direction for ARA as a whole and for all of us involved in the industry. There's excitement, there's promise, even with the ups and downs of whatever's happening in the world right now, everybody is still, how can we do better? How can we help those around us? And that's always been one of the best things about this industry is it's really about the people that are working on it.
Yeah, it's funny because you come to this and, my first one was, a dozen years or so ago, and the look of the room is very different today than it was then, which is awesome. More young people, more women, more people, more faces that look different, and that's just a positive thing for the industry, a different perspective and stuff. So the industry's in a really good place for sure.
Sure is.
Definitely.